All right, guys, we're live back from Dubai. First live stream back from Dubai, guys. What's going on? Welcome, Odonado. Welcome, the Greek DeFi guru.
What's up?
Let's see what we got in here already. We got 4 people in here already. Ian Bittner, LFG Wagme, SAFUUX Army, Hendrix Vieira. Hello, my guys. So how you guys been, man? It's been a crazy week, right?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm catching up on my sleep still. It was worth it though. I swear. Bobby and I went at it hard charging from like 12 or 6 a.m. till about 1 a.m.
Oops.
for 9 days straight. It was just crazy. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I finally got used to the time zone again. I was waking up at 4 a.m. and going to bed at 8 p.m. Now I'm finally back at it. And then I'm going to a new time zone tomorrow, so it's all crazy again.
Never traveling tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to Indianapolis.
Oh, wow.
That's only 1 hour.
Hey, that's a big hour. Okay?
And here you told me yesterday it's only waking up 2 hours early, Odie.
That's true. I did say that.
You did
say
that.
Getting Odie on my live stream at 7 a.m., which is 5 a.m. for
Right.
me. And then it turns out that I couldn't even do it because then I got called into a work meeting. Then 4 people called off and all hell broke loose. So then Prado's just like, I'm going to do a live stream and just do it on your channel without you.
So yeah. I seen that. I was like, okay. I thought you changed. Then you changed it to 10 o'clock. I guess you can't do that, right?
Yeah, it was a hectic day. Just everything was nuts.
Right. So it's been a hectic day for Greek. Hectic day for it's been a hectic week for SAFUUX, man. It's like before we went to Dubai, the week was kind of smooth, no issues, price was stable, and then we get to Dubai. It's like we had the time of our lives, The expo went good in my eyes. I think it went excellent.
Yeah,
everybody
it went great.
Great turnout. We met a lot of people from Discord that flew out on their own, like you, Odie. You had Nelson there. How Nelson is wife there.
Sparky was a good one.
He was fun.
Sparky was there. The SAFUUX Coffee was there. Who else was there from the community? I can't think of the guy's name now. Oh, because a couple people there from the community that was there, which I was kind of shocked that a lot of people actually were there from the community. So that was a good thing.
Yeah, Nathan B was there.
All right, Nathan B.
Yeah, it was nice. I really enjoyed meeting Nathan in person. Yeah. He's really cool.
Nathan was a good guy, which is awesome. And for a lot of people being like, oh, Dubai wasn't a success or we were wasting money going there. Remember, the whole Dubai thing is not done. We still have the World Blockchain Summit. Right. And now if you saw the Hackathon was moved back, which I think is a great decision because what's one of the things that people kept asking is after it was announced on day 2, people kept asking, oh, when's the Hackathon? When's stuff like that? And I kept saying, oh, it was just announced yesterday. And a lot of people felt like they missed the boat and we're just telling them about this stuff. So this is one of those ways where we can now at the World Blockchain Summit saying, hey, you want to join the Hackathon here? We got a walkthrough and they're actually going to go through and have a seminar on the modules and everything and then start it live on the 26th. This is huge. And we already have over 200 projects signed up. So this is huge, very huge. And Ian, the Bears suck. Okay. I see.
I think we have what you say, 275 the last count plus, right?
Yeah, I just say over 200. I keep losing track. It might be over 300. Who knows where the count is? They're not updating it all the time. But all I know is I am okay with this change. I mean, the Hackathon, what they're doing, everything. I got to eat breakfast with Nick Kelliani.
Me too.
Yeah, same. Both of you guys were sitting across from me, so we got to pick his brain and just see how awesome he is. And like, this guy's not a joke. He's not coming on as a joke. And we asked him what appealed him to SAFUUX, and he's like, they told me about it, and he goes, this is something different that's never been done, and that caught my eye. And he's done a lot of blockchain, so that stuff is huge. And seeing the team, talking about their families and how like this is bigger than just them, and like they have families to support, and like they care so much about the community. It was a great thing to see over there. And that's the stuff that like I'm trying to portray to everybody who wasn't there. Yeah, like the part on the yacht, okay, where we're having fun, that's just blowing off steam after a successful trip. Remember, the team's been out there still after even we left, and they have meetings set up every single day. Like Plan B, the day I was leaving, had 4 meetings set up.
Yeah.
I don't know who they were with, but he told us he had 4 meetings set up.
Even
back to back.
Brian Legend. He said he
so
like, yeah.
That's the stuff that I want people to know, that don't just be like, oh, no buys came in. But I can say the number one thing that I was getting asked to at the expo is everybody wanted to know how to get on SAFUUX. They didn't care about SAFU. And that doesn't mean that SAFU's a failure or anything in their eyes or whatever. They just kept, well, I want SAFUUX because that's the new blockchain. Yeah. That's the blockchain thing. And we're like, oh, you can buy SAFU now and sacrifice. In their mind, why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just wait for sacrifice and go in with alts, with other coins? You know, if the one guy's like, well, I have Bitcoin, can I just go on the website on the 20th and sacrifice that? And I go, yeah, but you get a bonus. He goes, I don't care about the bonus like that, because it just was too much for them to even like. So that's a lot of people that we were talking to. So when people are like, oh, the big buys didn't come in, it went down. Well, do you think we anticipated PancakeSwap doing what they did at the timing they did it? Yeah. I mean, a whole lot of things went down. But Dubai was definitely a success. We had the busiest booth 2 straight days. We're not just saying this because we were there and we wanted to like push the narrative. No, for real. We were busy. The bags were flying. Everybody had a SAFUUX bag. There was people getting them at the door, seeing the name on it, and then they were coming up to us already with bags being like, what is this SAFUUX? They're handing this out. I want to know more about it. So that was a good thing. So the bags were doing multiple things, forcing people to look. It was a great experience, and I enjoyed every single minute of it, as well as hanging out with you two on a daily basis, seeing the town. And I definitely will go back to Dubai in a second. I already miss. It's the cleanest, friendliest city I've ever been to in my life. For anybody who is like worried about it, go there. It's amazing. Yeah, people there are amazing. Other than a few cabbies trying to take advantage of you, you know.
Well, are we talking about the one? Wait a minute. Are we talking about the one that didn't have the meter? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, that was the hell.
But it's funny because they don't have the meter, and then he's like, "Oh, it's 100," and we're freaking out because we're like $100. We're going 15 miles, and they're like, "Wait, it's 100 dirham. That's $20. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're splitting it 5 ways. Who gives a crap?" Yeah. And when you think of it like that, okay, then we're like, "Oh, it doesn't matter anymore." So that was like just funny stories about us in the cabbies all the time.
But wasn't it hilarious though when Chalk kicked in and all of a sudden she went into instant haggle mode? She was like, okay, we're not going to pay you any more than 75. That's it. And she was that was freaking hilarious.
Like Chalk, just he could take us wherever. Just 70. She's like 75 is what we paid to get out here. And he goes, well, this is a little for. Okay, we'll settle at 90. And he's like 90. I'm like, Chalk went into haggle mode. It was great.
She didn't even skip a beat. That was the thing that took me by surprise, because I don't haggle with people. That's not normal. And oh man, she just was bam. She was just right in his face, and it was just too funny.
I think when it's all said and done, when you like do the conversion, she saved us $2.50.
But she did save us $2.50.
Yeah. But that was like split up against 5 people. So it's like 50 cents a person.
I know, but it's the point. It's the point. It's not the money.
I want to go one of the points that you talked about earlier, if I forget, about the hackathon. I know, I know a lot of people have been kind of trying to flood saying, well, the hackathon, you got 275 people, but a lot of those people just signed up. They just signed up because they want the money. They're not really launching on a blockchain. And they just, trying to get a money grab. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, that's true. Not every project that signs up. So if you get 400 projects to sign up, not everybody's going to build on your blockchain. Mm-hmm. But isn't it better to have 400 people sign up than to have 100 people sign up? I always say it's power in numbers. Whether you get a 30% conversion rate or a 20% conversion rate, having a higher number base and having that just shows general interest too. I'd rather have something that has tons of interest and
Mhm.
people, they may, who knows, some of these people may not be serious, but then when they see how easy the modules are and how easy it is to
Yeah.
build and do things, they may be like, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe this is real. And, I can honestly say when Caliani was on stage, people were listening. People were excited. When he announced the prize fund, that's a
Oh,
big amount. They were excited. And a lot of developers came up to him, and a lot of people were giving us business cards, and we were getting it over to people saying, how do I build on this? And, then I'm glad that I got told that there was a expo leads section. They created a lead section for the website, so I was able to tell people go to this, and then you fill out your information, and the team will get back to you. So that was a good information that I got. But there was a lot of buzz after Brian's and Nick Caliani's speech, and a lot of the devs there were like, how do I build on this? Because there is opportunities that you don't have on other blockchains. So people forget that this is something that has never been done before in this space. You're rebasing, and that's appealing to some projects. They can do a lot of different things, and it's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people just come in, they didn't even know about the rebasing aspect of it. They just wanted to build on the blockchain. So, I mean, Nick Caliani was there doing just pretty much doing I call them spot on interviews with developers. People come to me asking me how can they build on the blockchain, and I was just sending them to Nick. He was like, send them all to me, send them all to me. We were sending them to them, I was sending them to him. He was just taking from there.
He was a machine.
It was like a machine, like a rotating door. It's like doom. Give me my information. Everybody's giving him their business cards, their contacts, you name it. I mean, I just people that talk to me, at least 10 developers. I know I personally probably sent to them. Just my input from it.
Yeah. And Nick, it was a real treat. Not a better way to say it. It was a treat to meet him and to watch him go. I mean, he didn't even have to think twice. And like you said, when he was on stage, that was just everybody in the room. It was just, both with Brian and with Nick. I mean, you guys were there. It was quiet. You could have heard a pin drop were it not for their voices of them talking on the stage. But it was to me, it was almost mesmerizing. I mean, it was really close to that. And listening to both of them, they both knew what they wanted to talk about. They were very succinct and precise, and they gave the information. And I periodically, I would look throughout the crowd, and people were writing stuff down. People were paying the hell attention. They really were. They were paying attention, and it was like, some superstar was up there that everybody knew, and nobody wanted to interrupt him. And it's like they're writing it down, and that was exciting to me. That was just, I mean, it was exciting to be there, but
especially to see the before he spoke and after he spoke, how the room was empty before, and then after it was like standing room, you standing all around the side of the room and everything.
Yeah, it's like a mob.
And then after he spoke, everybody wanted to skip. So before they were coming up to us, and they were going to us, giving us the cards, doing stuff like that. After it was like, oh no, I want to talk to those two guys, and we're like, get out of the way, Greek. I'm like, but it was definitely, you could see it. People were excited there. They love their crypto, and they were asking great questions. Everybody, thoughtful questions, wanting to learn, and it was just awesome to be there.
And the other thing is, as far as people, a lot of people, when we came back, a lot of people, Dubai was a bust. The price, didn't go up like they thought it was going to go up. But like Greek said, a lot of those people there had Bitcoin, they had Ethereum. I mean, like I said, they came up to me. I seen a couple people's wallets with a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of Ethereum. Like Greek said, they still want to go through that sacrifice. They don't want to go through that. I guess I'm going to say it, a headache of sacrificing their tokens. Well, sacrifice first they got to buy SAFUUX, then they got to worry about how to sacrifice their tokens. Then they got to go through that process. And a lot of them were just like, look, I'm just going to wait to the 20th the day, and then buy SAFUUX tokens. That's
the fact that they had to go through 5 steps just to get to SAFUUX, and they just wanted SAFUUX, and they don't care about getting a bigger bonus. Like I was explaining that, you get 74% bonus if you buy right now, and they're like,
I don't care. I got money. These people got money.
It was weird. It was weird for me. 74% bonus.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm being told now that you're costing me money, Pride, for me being on your live stream. So,
Oh God.
Marcy picked my name out, so I would have gotten another free NFT, but I wasn't there to claim because I'm here.
Oh,
So,
I'm here too. I probably lost out too.
yeah, T-Kiwi. Or it's T-Kiwi messing with us. You
Yeah,
know,
he's probably.
he loves to mess. Either way, I already got one free. We're
You
good.
got three. You got three. Shit. I got one. Can't complain, I guess. And I filled that little survey thing, so maybe I went another. Who knows?
Yeah, it took me 6 hours to find the code because I lost connection, and then it wouldn't let me scroll all the way to the top to find the code.
Wow.
What you can do.
But like we saying, like I said, a lot of people is just gonna wait till the 20th to buy SAFUUX. Well, yeah, to sacrifice their stable coin or their Bitcoin, Ethereum for SAFUUX. And and like I said, y'all guys weren't there, so y'all just think, I mean, y'all just, you know.
Are you guys a part of the community buy group?
Yeah.
There is a lot of money being up. Now, this is all honor system here. A lot of people were planning coordinated buy. We're taking votes on when it's going to be. But if you go to Starbuck, you click on her name in Discord. In her name, there's the link to that Discord. You can go. It's going to only be live, that Discord channel, for this buy event. We're hoping to just buy and then sacrifice. Like, it's going to be boom, boom, like back to back. And I know people are worried about the DApp not working. I can tell you that when we went to that dinner in the desert, there was two big names that weren't there. If you see any photos, any videos, you will see Nick Kellyani wasn't there, and you will see Prabhu wasn't there. I was told after the fact the reason they weren't there is because they want to make sure that this DApp is flawless and working properly. So that's where they were. They were working on the DApp. So when all these people are, you know, when you see all this stuff in Dubai, they're working. These two were working. They were out there trying to get this DApp ready, and they're trying to get it days ahead of time just so that they have everything so people can test, connect their wallets. So we don't have an issue like we did. And even if we do have slight hiccups with the day of, this isn't like the node purchase where like it's like you got to go. You have 24 hours. So it's at least a better thing than we had before.
You know, that what is it? So it's Thursday U.S. time. Or no, yeah, Thursday next week is sacrifice for us. And I got saddled with a trainee. I got to train new supervisors every day next week, including on sacrifice day. The good news, at least, is that I'm going to kick him out of the car when I'm getting ready to sacrifice. Even though we don't have to, we don't have to do it like it was for node sacrifice. I'm going to have him for 4 out of the 5 days next week anyway. So I'm going to get out of here. You bother me. Go supervise something over there while I'm making money, because I got to do some sacrifice.
All right, we got some comments. I see Ian Bittner. I see Dubai Expo as a huge success. You guys crushed it and generated a ton of interest as intended. I never expected price to skyrocket, but I do expect a ton of money generated through sacrifice. Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I don't know if y'all seen the video, but like I said, it was Brian Legend personally told me himself he talked to 2 billionaires that were interested in the project. 2 billionaires.
I had these 2 guys walked up in traditional Arab dress.
Right, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that, right? And one of them wasn't talking. The guy on the left wasn't talking. He was just listening. He had his arms folded. And then the guy on the right, I didn't realize for a minute that he was interpreting until he started saying. He says, "Okay, hold on." He starts talking to him in Arabic or whichever. I'm not sure which language, so I won't make that presumption. But man, I think that have been a 10-minute conversation, and he was asking very, very specific questions. He wanted to know about the IPO and so on and so on and so on. And it was really exciting to talk to someone who wasn't, he wasn't fudding. He was very, very interested, and you could tell that they had money. You could totally tell. Everybody we talked to had some decent level of money, but I think these guys had a ton of money. And when we were done, they were like, "Thank you very much," and blah blah blah. And I asked them if they wanted a bag. They were like,
How about our boy Saeed?
Right, I was gonna say Saeed.
Oh,
Saeed was there, guys,
so cool.
and he's I guess he's Muslim, right?
For those of you who don't know Saeed, so you'll see him. He's in a bunch of the pictures. He's wearing the classic attire for the region. He's from Abu Dhabi. He is probably our biggest holder.
Number 4 right now. So,
Yeah.
Brian Legend.
So sitting down and talking with him and seeing the passion, how much he loves the project, and how I looked at him flat on, and I'm like, so Saeed, everybody, like, I'm sure people want to know this. You know, you're a big holder. I'm a nobody compared to you. And he goes, no, we're all somebody in this project. We're all early. That's what he said to me. And he goes, Greek, you're not a nobody. You're somebody because you're out there spreading the good word. He goes, I watch your videos daily. I'm like, whoa, somebody from Abu Dhabi watches my videos. Okay. Then I was starstruck all over again. Not to mention the kid in the airport who came behind me and goes, Greek, I watch every video of yours. You're amazing. And that was before the trip even started. So I was on cloud 9 before the trip even started. But I asked Saeed, I go, so are you sacrificing your whole bag? And he goes, minute 1. He didn't even hesitate. So just for all you who are like wondering how some whales feel, and this is our biggest holder. He brought us the most amazing chocolates, the most amazing sweets. I had to eat these chocolates and whatever. It gave me the shakes. So in some of these videos, you're seeing the Greek, he's all shaky because Ben. But yeah, it was amazing seeing that. And that's invaluable information. Like, I didn't put him on camera. I don't want to like put him out there. And I was very respectful where my camera was pointing. I know we had the live streams going, so you're probably going to see him in the camera. But for me and my footage, it's just, you know, he was an amazing guy to talk to, very respectful. He said we can come out next time when we all make it and we'll party in Abu Dhabi. That will be fun. But yeah, very awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was there both days from open to
he sat in the back and he just watched. He was one of those guys where he didn't do much talking to other people. But he did have like a 30-minute conversation with Brian Legend and Jason at one point. Actually, you will get to meet Saeed because I forgot he did do a interview with Wavem Studios. So you will get to see him. That's going to be released on the 19th. Hopefully I don't put any pressure on them. They filmed a ton of footage. So that's awesome. Yours truly will be on it. I'm kidding. No, they were amazing. I can't wait to see them again. If I ever get the chance to see them again, they were just amazing people. Just everybody on the, I can't even, I don't, people might say, oh, Greek, you're a fanboy. Of course, you're going to say the team is amazing, but truly they are amazing. Like, they were just as thankful about what I do as I was about what they do. So it was very like heartwarming to hear their nice words and just shoot the breeze as people. Like, this isn't okay. Yeah. I like to see the human side, and that's what made me so excited about it, is their humanity actually, and seeing their desire and wanting to change things for people, and actually looking out. They, like, the price, like when the price was dipping, it was like at 80 cents. You know, having Brian go, Greek, I don't know, I don't like seeing this price under $1, and like you could see it affects him just as much as it affects us. And people are like, well, yeah, he can do something to affect the price.
Yeah,
really.
Use the SIF, whatever.
Wavem Studios were the nicest. They were the nicest.
Plus they family. Guys don't know Wavem Studios, their mom, dad, and son.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah. Great sense of humor, all three of them. They were just really fun to spend time with. A lot of fun.
Yeah, and the video.
Everybody was fun to spend time with.
I think the video will be out on October the 19th too, guys.
That's Sacrifice Day then for us in the US at least.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be a good day.
Yep.
You might see a heavy metal rocker on that video too.
Yeah.
We kind of just adopted Odie into our group.
Right.
It just happened.
That was pretty cool of you guys to do too. I did not expect anything.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Odie?
I felt great. Dude, I did not expect that at all. I mean, you guys were the VIPs, so I was there on my own steam, and I was just happy to be there. And, you know, getting to hang out with you guys on top of being invited to hang out with you was just, that was awesome. It was really awesome.
The best was Odie was so scared to come to breakfast like the second day. The first day we met him at the Crypto Expo. The second day, Jason comes up to me and goes, Greek, you're just a single guy in your room. Why don't you take one and just give Chalks room for the other, and they can just come enjoy breakfast both every day. So that was like Jason's idea. So I'm just like, yeah, Odie, you want breakfast tomorrow? My treat.
Yeah, could use my treat too.
It was better than the breakfast I was going to have every day anyway. I mean,
Right.
It was great. Oh, being invited to join you guys, yeah, that was just. They did not have to do that. They absolutely didn't have to, and it was awesome. Yeah, one of my favorite parts actually.
And Bobby too.
Go ahead.
I said Bobby too.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, yeah, it was great, and Susan joined us. What was it for the first day of breakfast there, right?
Yeah,
Didn't she join us? Yeah.
She joined for dinner too. So yeah.
Yes. With that hamburger that was like the size of a car.
That was the cheeseburger. Yeah. Yeah, Brian and Jason thought they were going to beat the world record cheeseburger contest, 5-pound cheeseburger, and it was
between the two of them. They could not have finished that one burger. There's no way.
There was no way. It was the driest thing I've ever seen. It wasn't even. It's so hard to cook something that big.
Mm-hmm. You would need the whole freaking grill to flip just to do that one.
But that was good too. When I say the humanity of them, the nature of how they were talking trash to each other about finishing the burger. And then, you know how you and your friends argue and you're like, I'm going to do this better than you. And then when you both realize you can't do it, you just go, oh, that burger sucked anyways. We couldn't do it. So let's get wings.
That was funny.
The best. They tried eating the burger. And after like a few minutes, they go, you want to just get wings? It was great.
I think if I remember right, didn't Jason also take part of the burger that was left and then put it in front of Prado, if I remember right?
They did. Yeah. They stuffed like both. It was disgusting.
Yeah. Tim Landcast, hi guys. Let's keep pushing forward. SAFUUX has never stopped trying to improve, whether it's marketing or Dubai or partnerships. Developing the blockchain has kept SAFUUX alive. We win in the end. Right. And guys, just on top of that, just the marketing from that. As soon as you walk into the expo, SAFUUX Lambo right there in front. SAFUUX blockchain, the QR code on the column. As soon as you walk in, Dubai Expo 2022. Then you walk through the doors, you see the SAFUUX bags. You walk through
stickers on the ground, saying SAFUUX.
Floor stickers on the ground say SAFUUX. Then you walk through another column with the SAFUUX signature on the column. Then you go through, you see the best booth in the expo, which is SAFUUX booth.
Yeah. And we aren't just saying that either, right, Pride? We're not just saying that. It was cool. It was almost like a neon sign, and it was cool. It was really cool.
It was an amazing booth. And then I loved Bobby's 360 camera that we were able to take cool shots. I put that in my video. So if you saw the 360 shot of panning out from the booth, going through the booth, and then panning out, that was all Bobby's footage. So the Greek has no skills. Remember, he takes other people's work and uses it for himself. Sorry.
That's a skill in of itself, though, Greek. That is a skill.
And then we had our main attraction was the SAFUUX lady at the table. That was the big hit.
That was pretty cool. I have to admit, getting a selfie with her was a highlight of the day. She was.
Yeah, so I went up to her, and I thought, it's one of those things where there's probably like a seat. So like when she's stationary, she can like prop herself on a seat and like balance. She goes, no seat. So 6 hours, she's got a table strapped around her, and she's standing and she's smiling. And the table was the greatest thing ever. People were coming up to the booth just because of that table, and they'd take the pamphlets. They'd all take the pins. And of course, whenever you get free stuff, people are going to say everybody's going to take it anyways. Okay, yeah. And there is some truth to that. But what you are doing is you're putting it inside their brain there. And a lot of people were taking the pamphlet, and then they would see, because we were folding them a certain way. Brian had us talk about master marketing. The 191,000% APY was the first thing he wanted us folding. So that was the first thing they would grab and look at. And the first question everybody was asking, is this true?
Right.
How's this possible? And then I was able to go into the fire pit and then bring them through the whole protocol. And it was a great conversation starter. So a lot of people, that brought them in. Yeah. And it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Heads Clothing. Definitely have to go to Dubai. Yes. I highly recommend it.
I cannot wait to go back.
I know. Melon Light. Hi, guys. Ian Bittner. That fire chick dancing in the desert was absolutely gorgeous. And the yacht ladies. LOL. Yes, man. You missed it. We had the ladies on the boat.
I missed out on the ladies on the boat because who knows where the Greek was.
He was all over the place. He was all over the boat.
But as the fire dancer,
That was a big freaking boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected it to be big, but it was like what, 5 decks or something. I mean, when I went around and walked around, and you had the staterooms downstairs and the engine room. I actually went and talked to a couple of the people working on the crew working on the boat. It was really cool. It was really cool.
I knew it was a serious boat when you first get in there. Like, take your shoes off. Like, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're
and everybody put their shoes right in front of the freaking button that you needed to push to be able to get into the boat.
Wait. There's a button for that door?
There was a button for the door, dude.
You're saying that it just happened that every time I walked in front of that door, somebody was pushing the button so it opened for the Greek?
Yeah, it was not an automated door. I almost ran into it. So after I got so my name on the guest list, did I tell you guys this? So you guys were in front of me, a couple people, right? And then I get on the boat, and that nice lady had the list with the clipboard, and she goes, "Oh, and your name?" And I gave her my name, and she's like, "I don't have your name." And I said, "Well, how about Odnato?" And she looks down, and under the O's it said it was spelled O-D, not O-D-I or Odnato. It says O-D parentheses. Oh, I don't remember his name. He has hair, in parentheses. And it was said just like the way Jason talks. And I said, that's got to be me. and then Jason's over there. So she says, okay, welcome onto the boat. So I walk over to Jason. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And he starts, I quoted it, and he says, yeah, fella, I was, I'm taking care of 500 things, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I couldn't remember your name, but oh my God. Too funny. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to get through that door, and I thought there was a sensor at the top. And there was something, but it wasn't a sensor because I about kept smacking my nose into the door. And
well, it's funny because I was following Prado, and Prado would just go up to the door, and like one time he waited like a second. I'm like, oh, maybe the sensor's not reading. And then all of a sudden it opens up, and Prado just acts like it was normal. And Prado didn't. It just opened for us. I don't know.
Yeah. You got lucky because I was trying to make it work, and then the guy there was a guy there handing out the champagne by the door. So I took my my glass of champagne, and I'm standing there. I'm like, I don't get it. And he smiles, and then he had to reach all way over, stand over those shoes, like 50 pairs of shoes, just to push the button. I'm like, I guess we put our shoes in the wrong place. But yeah, it was a cool boat, very cool. I've never been on anything like that before.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, crazy. Invest in yourself. Welcome back, my brothers. You have been the BL and Jason stayed in Dubai after you guys left. Yes.
Yes, they did. They're still there now, meeting with people, following up on leads that we got from the first conference, and setting up for the second conference, which might even be bigger because I think this blockchain summit. There's a lot of big names there. I've done my research on that, and it's pretty big. There's a lot of big names. So this one might this is why I think they did what they did with the hackathon, and it's because of this. And it's just the main core team. Nick Caliani's staying, Pradu's staying, so it's everybody, all the important.
Yeah, dudes. I think this way y'all can get y'all mic drop y'all been asking for. We were hinted that the mic drop was going to go down, so. You don't want to. You got to save some stuff for the blockchain summit, guys. Okay.
Yeah, and for anybody wondering, every single time from the moment I stepped in there, I was wearing my Jordan, and so I saw first night I see Jason in the lobby, and he's wearing Jordans as well. So I go, "Hey, Jason, is that the Swish? It's Jordans. We're both wearing the Swish. Can you give the Greek a hint?" And every time I saw Jason, I'm like, you can't drop a hint for the Greek? I promise not to tell. Would not tell. I can honestly say the news we heard that's saying, oh, Swish Part 1, I will say this. That wasn't even part of the Swish news when they first announced their Swish news. So if people are like, oh, that's not that big of news if that's what it is, that's just a bonus caveat that was thrown in there after they said their Swish stuff, and they just tied it into the Swish, and he said Part 1 to like kind of make you think but that's not even the Swish news. That I will tell you because that they told us, but it's bigger, and they wouldn't even hint to us. They wouldn't even hint. We tried guessing. I remember one day me and Pry were like, is it this? Just to see no, they were stone-faced. They did say though, It's huge.
Yeah, we got a hint.
I went to interview Brian. It was like minutes before the award ceremony. And I was like, hey, Brian, can I have a minute of your time? He's like, yeah, buddy, go ahead. So I said, yeah, can I do like a 1-minute interview with you? He said, sure. And he says, you can ask me any question that you want, as long as it's not about Swish. I'm like, I know Greek already went down that road and you shut him down fast. Yeah, they are so tight-lipped. It's like, throw it into the lake. You ain't getting it. Yeah, that was fun.
Victor Logan, good evening, guys. Congrats on your collective hard work in Dubai. Anyone who? Okay.
You know what we didn't get to do in Dubai together? We just didn't have enough time. We didn't get a chance to go on scooters and tear up the town. That would have been fun because Chalk said she would do it, and I wanted to see Chalk getting on a scooter.
I mean, what more could we? I guess I would have liked to make it out to the point where you burnt your hands. That's one spot.
Well, that's actually too far to go on a scooter.
No, I know that's way too far to go on a scooter. Maybe we could have done in Dubai, done the observation wheel. But man, we packed everything in that we could in a day.
I wish we could have ate more. I don't know. It sounds weird, but I wish we could have ate at more places.
Okay. So speaking of eating, Pride. Let's talk about for a minute dinner in the sky. That was a trip, man. That was awesome. Getting hoisted up, like what was it? 177 feet.
175 feet. It was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. I was so freaking scared the whole time. I put on the bravest face ever, and then we're at the top, and I go, "You guys got alcohol?" "Oh no, we can't serve alcohol." And I'm like,
right. I was like, "What?" That's why I was banking on the alcohol. It
I must say, I picked the dumbest seat you could possibly pick. Along with Pride, we picked the dumbest seat because the corners didn't have a seat next to you, so it was like a big 5-foot space between you and the other guy. So if I just turned to my left, all I would see is 175 feet down. Whereas if I picked where Chalk was, she could turn to her left, she sees a Greek. She could turn to her right, she sees a Susan Emerson. The Greek was in no man's land. He only had one direction to turn, or he had to look at Odie's face the whole time. I got stuck looking at Odie's face the whole time. But I must say, the pictures I got there, like up there, thank God that chef knew. He's like, I'm going to grab this guy's phone and take pictures. I know he's scared. And he took like amazing pictures. Like on my dating profile now, it's going to be like.
Yeah, that was really, I mean, I don't know what was more exciting, the getting hoisted up or getting that ice cream dessert at the end with the whole the presentation with that hot chocolate, and then keep pouring it until it melted the initial chocolate shell on top of that vanilla ice cream. That was bomb, man. That was so cool. And then next thing we know, we're getting lowered down, and then the Greeks blood pressure was going down with it.
Right. And we have to play
I remember as we were lowering, I'm like dancing. I'm like, yeah, that's the best part. Would I do it again? I honestly would, because the views were tremendous. Right. Like, just you're eating dinner, and behind you in the backdrop, you have Ain Dubai, you have the skyline, and then
Atlantis.
You just have the Atlantis and the Palm Islands, and it was just tremendous. And I actually enjoyed 8 o'clock. I thought was a perfect time, like dark.
Yes,
perfect time. Perfect time to go, because as we all know, everything is hot as balls over there. If you would have went in the day, I would have. The guy goes, "There's cover." I go, "Yeah, what cover? It's hot. You can't cover hot." Okay.
The breeze was nice though, right? Wouldn't you agree, guys? Yeah. I mean, the breeze actually kind of helped a little bit, because I got used to the heat pretty quickly. I mean, it's hotter than what I'm used to, but I like heat, and so it was fine by me. I thought it was great.
The desert was the nicest the last night when we were eating privately in the desert. That was like the most relaxed, the greatest temperature. It kind of cools off. And by cool off, I mean it's like 85. But to us, it felt like it was like 60. And now I'm in Chicago, and we hit 44 degrees today. Great.
I know, right?
We were 45 this morning when I woke up here in Seattle. So it's definitely gone off our version of the deep end. It'll probably be down to 32 or below in the next 2 weeks. Right around Halloween is usually when it starts to get to freezing at night and in the morning. But
Let's
you
see
get
if we have-
colder than we do.
Let's see if we have any good comments here.
Yeah, we got Melvin Light. The community buy group is awesome. I know. I just hope we don't create, they say an exit liquidity for people that want to sell.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
too.
that's why the timing of it's perfect. Like you want to be able to do the buy and then sacrifice. And then there's people worried, well, what if the D-app doesn't work? I'm like, come on, people. Like, you got to have faith. Gotta have faith.
Yeah.
Victor Logan says, congrats on your collective hard work in Dubai. I'm not an active member of SAFUUX, but I've never been proud to be part of something so special as this. Nice.
My sentiments exactly.
Ian Bennett, is Saeed related to those two royals? Is he part of their royal family? I don't think so.
He's not, but Saeed has a lot of partnerships and relationships. So having him in our corner was amazing to have. And he knows, like some of the stories Saeed said, he goes, I had to get rid of my Lambo. And I'm like, oh, you couldn't afford it? He goes, no, I didn't like the car anymore. I'm like,
yeah. He's like, but I got a Bentley, a Lotus, and a truck for the desert. I guess playing in the desert is big out there. That's what they like.
Yeah, dune bashing. That was so much fun. I mean, I know that Bobby and I did ours like half a week ahead of when you guys went together, but we did basically the same package that you did, just did it on a different day. Yeah. And I loved the dune bashing. That was freaking awesome. But on the Lambo note, I think we were actually on the same. Yeah, our apartment was on the same street that your hotel was. We were just down the road. Did you guys hear Lambos doing Fast and the Furious every night?
Every
night. I mean, at 2 a.m, 12 at night, 3 p.m, there were Lambos burning out. That's like, dude, they were like Toyotas over there. I mean, seriously, they were.
If anybody ever been to Beverly Hills, Dubai has Beverly Hills beat. Believe me.
Yeah. At the end of my block, they had an Aston Martin dealership and then another supercar dealership that had multiple supercars in it. It was just everything you can think of. And I was like, I can't even afford to look at this right now. Yeah. After mainnet, but not now.
Even at the mall, they had all these luxury cars lined up.
Yeah.
And people out there washing their cars.
Sit there and they will valet a Lambo. I saw a guy get out of remember the SUV Lambo he had? He just gets out and no big deal. Valet a Lambo. Like, yeah. Damn, I ain't valeting no Lambo.
And get it washed right there.
Speaking of the mall, this I can't do it backwards, dang it. So this guy, every time we're walking in the mall, Greek and Chalk and Bobby and me and Pride, we're walking along, and then all of a sudden, where'd Pride go? Where's Pride? He's over there getting the Gucci.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everybody with their sense, he goes, spray me with some Gucci.
Hey, it's free.
Did you see the camel that Brian supposedly bought? We went in that store. We were all like hanging around that camel. We said that's a cool camel that I like to ride. Yeah. Get on and ride for a picture. The one that Brian was actually pretty cool. But,
and then we also lost Pride at what was it? Krispy Kreme. Hey. You were like a moth to the flame. Krispy Kreme.
Hey, but did you like them? I bought y'all Krispy Kremes. Hey, I bought y'all Krispy Kremes.
The jelly got my Big Arabia chicken. It took us 45 minutes to find the McDonald's in the mall. This mall is so big.
It took even longer than that for Pride to find
directions 3 different times. You go on the board and it gives you step-by-step directions. And it's like there's 4 floors of just pure chaos. There's stuff we didn't even encounter in this mall. And there's so much more that we could have encountered. Yeah. And we spent so much time in this stupid mall.
It's 2 McDonald's too. That's how big the mall is. It's 2 of everything. It's like you got Rolex store on top floor, Rolex store in the middle floor, Rolex store on the bottom floor, Louis Vuitton here, Louis Vuitton there. It's like, man, it's crazy.
I have expected to see Brian in a couple of those LV stores.
I know.
That mall was insane. I mean, it was like you could enter at any entrance and walk for 10 solid minutes and still not hit the other end of the mall. It was just ridiculous. And 4 stories just full of stores. And that was only one mall, right?
Yeah.
Because Bobby and I, as you guys already know, we went to the Mall of the Emirates on our last day, and we went to the world's largest indoor ski resort, Ski Dubai. And we did snowboarding indoors while it was like 100 degrees outdoors. It was such a trip because we didn't bother to buy the gloves because we only bought a 2-hour package, and then we had to hurry up and get back to our hotel. And My hands, so not getting I was like, oh, I'll be fine. And my hands, they were numb after an hour and a half.
We got investing yourself. According to the countdown, the sacrifice date is the 19th at 9 a.m. Please check me on it. Well, I know for the East Coast, it's going to be at 8 p.m.
Yeah, mine's 7 p.m. I've done them.
Yeah, I'd be 5 p.m. on Pacific time.
So it is, I think is it midnight UTC? Universal?
Yeah, it's midnight UTC.
It's the same standard they've been doing. So for whatever time was for your node purchase when it was supposed to originally purchase, that's what time it's going to be. Everything's the same standard. So yeah, for Central Standard, maybe for your time zone, it is the 19th at 9 a.m. I don't know. Maybe you're in the future and one of those futuristic time zones.
He has a TARDIS.
Victor has a question. Can you guys tell us, is there any advantage to importing MetaMask into a hardware?
So yeah, if you have a hardware wallet, maybe if you get a hardware and you want to import that into your MetaMask, like the Keystone, you can do that. The advantage is your seed phrases are offline, and anytime you connect to anything, especially on the Keystone Pro, you have to use your fingerprint and you have to approve the transaction. So it gives you that peace of mind knowing that your investment's safe. So I would fully say, if you're not protected, like if you're just on regular MetaMask and you connect to any bad sites, and yeah, you have to approve when you connect, but even then, people can there's just that layer of security you don't have is with a hardware wallet.
Heads Clothing, hey Pride, did you mail keychain yet? Speaking of that, guys, I do have
key holder.
Key holder, yes, they call
key holder.
In Dubai, they call them key holders,
or as they say, accessories.
Yeah. I do have heads. I got Richard Hartman, Christopher Kirk. I got 2 Richard Hartmans. Okay. Hendrix Rivera, Wolfie 13, and I'm assuming Jerry. Is that you?
Are these for your channel members?
Channel members and people that wanted them. Do you want somebody? I got some key holders. I mean, yeah, key holders. So giveaway. If you want a key holder, Greek, you want somebody? Do you want
unbelievable
somebody to get a key holder?
No, the Greek's channel member. He doesn't get nothing, huh?
Yeah, you got one. Hey, all you can do is send me your address.
I got 20 of them.
Okay. Anybody wants a key holder? Put it in the comments below in YouTube or add me as a friend on Discord. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 key holders. Okay, maybe 12 key holders.
So, funny story. So Saeed, like he didn't want to grab one, so I just like forced it into his hand. And I go, for your Lambo. And then I give him another one. I go, for your Mercedes. And then I give him another one. And I go, for your Rolls Royce. And he started just laughing. He goes, I give one to my wife.
Biz Entertainment.
What's up, Biz?
Hey, Biz. Let's all go to Dubai next summer. That would be nice.
I'm in.
No, not during the summer because
no. I did watch a video. The best time to go is actually like a month and a half from now.
Yep.
That's when it's their cool season, when it's only 90.
Yeah. You know, when Bobby and I went on the last day, we went in the morning to the Atlantis Hotel where they have Aquaventure, the world's largest water slide park, and that was a freaking trip, right? And we're talking, they're patting us down and checking our bags for security. And I'm talking to him like, so how do you guys do this outdoors all year long? He says, man, you guys got here at the right time of year. He says, now it's starting to cool off. He said, 2 weeks ago, it was like 130 degrees Fahrenheit, and they work outdoors. They're just expected to work outdoors. And I'm just
That's what the guy said for a tour in the desert. He goes, you came during the cool part. He goes, this is cool. This temperature we love. I go, it's 102. He goes, well, it's not 131. Greek wouldn't make it.
I guess he's right about that.
But the best rates, you can get like cheap rooms and stuff when it is 131. So you got it. But you also like burn to a crisp, and that's why everything is huge. That's why the mall's huge. That's why they put all this stuff indoors. to give them things to do when it's 131 outside, because you literally can't do things outdoors. Like that desert excursion, forget it.
Yeah, they got ice rink inside the Dubai Mall too.
Yeah.
Biz Entertainment Greek, with the prices where they are now, by calculation, is it better to sack SAFUUX tokens or stables?
It's the exact same thing. It's all based on monetary value. So if you have $6,000 worth of a stable coin, you're going to get 50% bonus on that $6,000. If you have $6,000 worth of SAFU, you're going to get 74% of it. So technically, it depends what amount you have. It's better actually in SAFU for us. So don't look at it as I'm losing out on. That's why I've separated what I'm. So I've separated like looking at it in amount of coins, like so amount of tokens. Like, oh, I have 4,000 SAFU and I'm going to get so much less. No, you're taking a dollar value. Like you have $4,000 worth of SAFU, you're going to get actually $5,500 worth of SAFUUX. So actually you're making out. So I just want that to be known to people. And if they can remove the amount of tokens, like the difference, and just look at the dollar value, they'll be a lot happier when they sacrifice, because they'll be like, wait, I had $3,000 worth. Now I have 4,100 worth. And that's going to happen to a lot of people because they just can't separate the amount. You'll have a lot less that's worth a lot more.
Okay. Let's say self, I'm Eastern time for Michigan. So that means you're
8 p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Key holder. Still need to get added. Oh, his. Now we chat in DM or Discord. Oh, something else. Invest in yourself. The token sacrifice phase opens in 4 days. Okay. To answer questions.
See, now that doesn't make sense because it's supposed to be on the 20th at midnight UTC, so that would make it the 19th for a good part of the world.
Let me go on the site right now.
Yeah, I actually just did because I saw that a little while ago, and I see it. I mean, that's what it says on the SAFUUX.com website, which would put it at, what is it, Tuesday?
Token sacrifice 4 days, 13 hours, 7 minutes. So 13 hours from now would be 9 p.m. would be, yeah, so that's 7 a.m. Yeah, that's 7 a.m. Okay, no, that's 8 a.m.
And that's not Thursday either.
That's Wednesday, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
you know what? Forget time zones and all that. Just look at the timer and just.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not something you have to like. Boom, boom, boom. You have to be right. Like you only have one chance, or you're gonna not make it. Of course, you have all day. Some people are gonna be like, should I wait a couple hours, see what happens with price?
Wait a couple days. I heard a couple people waiting a couple days thinking it's gonna.
I've heard that too. That's such a gamble. I mean, you can win big or you can lose big. I don't. I personally,
let's just see this, because let's see. So if you wait, so on the 20th you get that, you get 24% regardless, okay? Because we are a SAFU holder.
Yeah.
So if you wait a couple of days, you're losing out on 10%. So essentially, if the price raises higher than 10%, you're actually okay. But
yeah,
it's just one of those things. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. You might have people like saying, see the price raise and then have a lot of. It's just a weird time. I can't even begin to say, and not even, this was brought up. I brought this up with members of the team, and it's uncharted territory. They don't know what's going to happen, like with price.
Yeah.
It's
good. It's a gamble no matter what we do, right? So I don't know. For me personally, I'm kind of the mind that I'll try to do it sooner than later.
Yeah, I might do like 50% right when it opens up. Just hold on for like an hour, see what happens. And if I don't like it, I'm just going to push it all. But it's all going in day one. I'm getting 74%.
Yep, me too.
But I'm not certain if I'm gonna stagger it. Who knows? With this community buy, whatever the time they do that, it may push and then boom, and then who knows? There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, then you got to think with the time difference on the 19th. Like people going to be waking up different times. This to put money. Like this thing people in Dubai, they're going to be they're 8 hours ahead from me.
9 hours.
8 hours ahead. So it's gonna be later for them to It depends.
Actually, it's prime time. It's like they're going to be getting off of work,
Yeah.
and it's perfect time for them.
It's like Rick said, you pretty much gotta watch it. Is it gonna be better to sacrifice early in the morning, late at night?
Well,
Who
if the
knows?
timer is correct on the website, like we're talking about, I mean, go by that. I mean, I'll be at home. It'll be 5 a.m. So I won't even have to worry about dealing with my trainee, and I'll be able to just follow it for a couple of hours before I go to work, and kind of go that way, which to me would be less stressful than having to kick my trainee out of the car and say, "I got some important business to take care of. Go take a hike." Yeah. So that'll be actually better for me. So I hope that's actually accurate. But no matter what, it's good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, any questions, guys? I see no more questions.
I know there are a lot of folks, if you guys probably remember too, on Node Sacrifice, the fallout from that was, prolific. And a lot of folks had had a common gripe, which was, hey, it was 3 a.m. my time, and, I was asleep, and blah, blah, blah. And, a lot of folks didn't like what time of day it was. But you got to remember, and that goes for this upcoming sacrifice and any other major event that we have with this protocol, it's going to be a bad time of day for someone in one of the 24 time zones on this planet. It's not going to be perfect for everybody. So you just got to make the sacrifices that you got to make if you can. Do what you can. I would have called out sick if I had to.
Yeah.
I would have.
But the only good thing is you have 24 hours here as opposed to 1 second.
Yeah.
Like you did for Nodes was ridiculous. Like you had literally a 26-second window or you were screwed.
Yeah.
Here you have a 24-hour window to get 74%. Now you might get a worse price because you slept in if the price dips, or you might get lucky and be like, I slept in, I missed it, and the price went up 30 cents, and you're like, wow, I'm benefiting a ton. And then I know there's been that question of people are like, well, shouldn't he lock in the price? You can't do it because of liquidity and everything. It's got to be at the time you do it. It's just like that's the gamble with all this. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And once it happens and you can finally relax because now you're no longer tied to SAFUUX price and you're locked in. So you can be like, whoa, look at what I'm going to have on mainnet launch. And I think a lot of people are going to be like shocked at what that bonus is because it's not real until it's real for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of cases. Seeing is believing for people. For me, believing is just knowing and just picturing it in my mind and making it a reality. But some, they have to see it to believe it. And that's what I think a lot of people are going to do. And you're going to see a lot of people regret not buying more. And they're going to be like, well, the Greek said this. Pride said this. Odonado said it. Everybody was saying it. Why didn't I do it? And it's okay because we're all still going to make it.
Yeah. True enough, man. True enough.
Let's see. Invest in yourself. Dubai Water Park was something else. Did you guys get to go? You go to that, Odie? Water park?
Well, we went to Aqua Venture or Aqua Adventure. I cannot remember if there's an A in there, but I called it Aqua Venture. And I don't know if there was another water park. There probably was. There was only 500 malls and, a whole bunch of stuff. But that water park that I went to was at the Atlantis Hotel at the end of the Palm Jumeirah Island.
That's the #1 water park. And it's free to get in if you're staying at the Atlantis. Which So next time we go, when we all make it, we got to stay at the Atlantis.
Yeah, I was hoping we were staying there originally. I was hoping it was the.
I got to skydive over the Atlantis and the dinner in the sky ahead of time and all of that, and then I got to do jet skis around the Atlantis and all of that. What a trip! I cannot wait to go back again. That is just a big playground. That entire.
I lied. When we all make it, we're not staying at the Atlantis. That's not bougie enough for guys like us. We need to stay at the Burj Al Arab 7-star.
Oh, hey, okay, one better. We're not only are we going to stay there, but we're going to get a helicopter to take us from the airport to land on the helipad on the top level.
You can take your helicopter. I'll take my car. Okay.
We'll do like they did on the A-Team TV show. Like with BA.
Would you rather get a helicopter or just rent some Lambos and we can drive Lambos around?
Oh, I want a freaking helicopter. I've been in helicopters. They're awesome.
No.
Why wouldn't you want to fly over the Palm Jumeirah? I mean, when I got to do the skydive above that was the most breathtaking view.
You saw how scared I was at dinner in the sky at 175 feet. We're like, oh yeah, he's going to get a helicopter. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Jaco 13 says, so I can sacrifice all my SAFUUX on the 20th, and then between the 20th of October and November 20th, if I come up with some more money, I can also sacrifice that without screwing up my initial sacrifice. Correct.
Yes, you can. At that
Good
point,
plan.
I wouldn't buy SAFU to do it because you're going to just pay a tax for no reason and you're giving
Right.
up 14%. So whatever, like if you go on MoonPay and you get BNB, just sacrifice the BNB over. It's all the same thing at that point. Yeah, and you're really like actually if you want, you could buy SAFU, give up 16% buy tax because you're gaining 8% on the 24%. So yeah, I guess if you want to do it that way. But at that point, yes, you can. I did ask Brian that question. As for Ian's question, if you can bring that one up. Brian never mentioned this, but I did get to pick Pradu's brain up on this, and he's the one who's actually working on the blockchain. This address will be closer to probably a week before the blockchain's released. So yeah, that's what this is going to be. Probably a week before the blockchain's released. And don't worry, it will just be as simple as adding the network and it will show up there. It's not something that, that's really expensive. 10,000, 1,000 per night.
But the Linus is 1,000 a night.
Yeah, but it's cheaper than Burj Al Arab, which is like 20,000 a night. It's all private suites. They're multi-level suites.
And that's a 7-star hotel. I had never
15,000 a night because I remember Jason and Brown was talking about staying there just for one night to see how it is. They were saying it was like 15,000 a night.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Mainnet is going to make that not so crazy.
Donating BNB is good. Let's to PCS. Let's go. Yeah. You about that?
Exactly.
I can't wait to go back to Dubai and hopefully with more SAFU holders the next time. And like we were talking about, definitely at a time of year like you were saying, Greek, what is it? November, end of November, beginning of December tends to be the coolest part of the year, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Either way, still hot. It was amazing. And just even the aircraft going there, you feel like you're in luxury as soon as you step. Emirates, I swear, I'm spoiled all the rest of my life. I can't go on a U.S. airliner and ever enjoy myself ever again.
It was the nicest experience, and I was just I was in flex economy, which is like just one above the cheapest seats on the plane, and they made me feel like I was in first class. It was a great.
She comes to me and she goes, "Are you thirsty, sir?" I'm like, "You're offering me a drink prior to takeoff?" She goes, "Yeah, it's standard. You want an orange juice, whatever?" I go, "Oh, yeah." And then she's like, so I'm just talking with her. She sees my hat. She's asking about stuff. And she goes, there's rows in the back that have nobody. You want me to go save those seats for you upon when we're sleeping? Oh. And so I go, so I have the unlimited legroom section, like in between the two cabins. And she goes, so the part where they turn the lights off in the flight, she goes, I got a whole room and I actually laid down a blanket and I have another blanket for you. So I got 4 seats in the middle. The Greek got spoiled. And then on the way back, I'm just like, screw it. You know what? I was sitting too much for the rest of the flight. I don't want to sit. I want to lay. So I just switched my row to an empty row because I saw where there's seats available. And the lady's like, I'm like, we can just lay down in this row the whole flight? She goes, yeah. I even teach you a trick with the seat belts, how to make sure so we don't bug you if there's turbulence or anything. They were the nicest people. I was like spread out like it was my couch. And man, they were just... They were so nice.
Now they set a bar, and it's just, this is the thing, right? We weren't in that elite class or whatever their ultimate first class is, spending 20-30 grand each way, that kind of thing. We were just regular schmoes in regular seats, and they were treating us like we were first class. And it's nice that
the meals were phenomenal. Like I've never had airplane food that tasted so good. Like. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. I was like, I can barely eat all this stuff, but I'm going to.
We picked how we told you that we picked the one of the last rows on the plane because the last 7 rows on both sides of that plane, they're just 2 seats. So that where a third seat would be, it's kind of like you can stand up and stretch and, not really be in the aisle. Well, we were close to not only the lavatory, but the very back galley. And as soon as they were done doing the initial service, I kept going back there and they said, oh, just help yourself. Yeah, it was cool. It was like, no, just help yourself. Whatever you want. You want some Jack Daniels? We got that. And it was just like nonstop.
And you was on a plane with ASAP too, right?
Yeah. But although we didn't see, so we saw Asa and his lovely wife when we got checked in at the gate before we boarded. But they were in a completely different row closer to the front of the plane, so we didn't see them after we boarded. And then they had to catch a connecting flight, I believe it was, to Portland, a puddle jumper, which is like a little 40-minute flight from Seattle. But they didn't have time to hang out. But the one thing I didn't like about Emirates Greek, and I think I sent you a message after you landed it, like 20 minutes after we did, we waited over an hour to get our bags at the carousel. Nobody. Yeah.
I didn't have that issue because I waited 2.5 hours to get through customs at O'Hare. That's a different issue.
Oh,
you want to hear my story? So the pilot comes on 20 minutes prior to landing and he goes, "We may have to circle as there's too much traffic in the area." I'm like, "You understand our plane's been in the air for 15 hours. You can't make priority for us." Then 5 minutes later, he goes, "Actually, we can land. We've been given clearance." So I'm like, perfect. So we land. I'm like, "Woo, we're back in Chicago." And then I'm like, "Please, O'Hare, do not bite me again," because O'Hare's the worst airport in America. Okay. We pull up, plane comes to a stop just outside the tarmac. Our gate's still in use. It might be 30 minutes before we can get our gate back. I'm like, this is the dumbest airport in the world. We've just flown 15 hours. You can't get us to a gate. So then finally 30 minutes go by of us sitting in a plane after being on the plane for 15 hours. This isn't Emirates' fault. This is all O'Hare at this point. We finally get to our gate. I'm all excited. I'm like, finally, the Greek is back. I go to the customs line. There's no U.S. citizens line to take care of our own. Nope. It's all in one line. The line, the Greek's like, "Oh, this is stupid." So 2.5 hours waiting in line. Finally, I make it through. My bag's sitting there. It was like just sitting there with like all the other bags from our flight. Of course, I just walked up and grabbed my bag and I'm like, finally, the Greek is back. But in Dubai, it was like, "Sir, welcome to our country. Where's your passport?" "Oh, okay, thank you. Scan it on this." Boom, thank you. "Wow, you lost weight."
There's one guy.
Nice job, sir. And the guy goes, "Congratulations on your weight loss. Welcome to Dubai. Have fun." And I'm like, "Wait, so you're kidding? I'm in? I can go?"
Wasn't that a trip?
I can go. And the guy's like, "Yeah, you're good."
Yeah, Bobby and I were looking around when we got there, and we're like, "Where's customs?" And this guy goes, "I'm customs." It was just one dude, and it wasn't anything formal. It was just, he looked at it, and like you said, I think it took like 10 seconds, and he's like, "Welcome to Dubai, and get out of here."
And I was like, "This is amazing." It seriously made US look like a third world country.
And plus they didn't have speakers in the airport, so it was nice and quiet.
Yeah, it was very quiet. And when we got back to SeaTac Airport in Seattle, when we finally got our bags, my customs was actually quick. It's funny because Bobby and I walk up, and he gets a guy on the left, I get the guy on the right, and they're asking us a few questions. My guy, he was done in 30 seconds. All right, welcome back to America. Go on. And then Bobby's guy kept asking him different questions, the same question in different ways. He was getting so ticked off. He's like, "Dude, I just answered that question. You trying to trick me? Crazy." In my airport, I will one up you, Greek. Seattle International is worse than O'Hare, and I'll tell you why. Because I've been to your airport a lot of times, and yeah, it has its challenges. My airport, this is what Bobby had to do. So we went through customs, right? Got our luggage, went through customs. Then we follow the signs that say this way to connecting flights. We go down the way, and we're like, "I don't get it." So we get a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, we need to get Southwest for my buddy here. He's got to catch a connecting flight to Phoenix." And he's like, "You got to go back that way." And we said, "But the signs all say connecting flights this way." He says, "Not for Southwest." And it's like, well, they didn't say everybody but Southwest. So we had to hike halfway back across the airport, and then he had to actually leave what I don't know what you call it, the security
go out of the terminal and then go back
so that you can't go back, right? And when you say no re-entry at this point, he had to go through that and then go back through the terminal and then go through TSA all over again to get in to go to his Southwest flight. That's a stupid airport, my friend. That is a very stupid airport.
Ian Bennett says just checked out the Burj Al Arab hotel, and the most expensive suite is $25,000 a night. Let's book it for a whole week next year. And the water park is called Wild Wadi Water Park.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about that. I just didn't see it. But yeah, I did hear about that. I heard that that was a good water park too. Bobby and I waited in. We got the VIP, fast passes or whatever for the water park, and then we got up to. Oh God, now I cannot remember the name of it. But it's a tube where you stand mostly like straight up, and then the floor drops out from underneath you. I got to tell you, after skydiving, that was nothing. It was just meh. And it doesn't even scare you, because when you get in and they close the thing over you, it gives you an audible count. It doesn't just drop you without you knowing. So it says 3, 2, and I was like, really? You're not going to surprise me? And it's like, you only see 2 seconds of the slide. That's it, because it's all dark. You go down, and then 2 seconds later, there's water just in your eyeballs. You can't see anything, and before you know it, you're done. Bobby got.
I remember when we first saw you, you're like, oh yeah, the desert was pretty cool. Got to hold the Falcon. Dune bugging was pretty cool. And you're like, and I'm like, yeah, you went skydiving. So like, really, like,
we should have capped it off with skydiving on our last day. Probably that would have been good.
I'm like, Odie's crazy. Like for me.
I mean, we went. Yeah, crazy.
Are you guys ready to wrap it up? It's like an hour, I guess, 11 minutes.
Yeah, the noisemakers have just come back to my house, so I don't have much quiet time left.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Thank you for showing up again for the Friday live stream.
Yeah.
And my son wants to make a cameo with his SAFUUX thing on, SAFUUX gear on.
Hey, what's up, Big W?
So he got his SAFUUX gear on. He's all happy. But
I
thanks, guys. End the live stream, and see you guys next week. All right.